A single glance at a Great Dane is usually all it takes to stop you in your tracks. Towering above most other dogs, and sometimes even above small humans, this breed commands attention wherever it goes. But beneath that colossal frame lurks a tapestry of history, myth, and controversy that most people never get to see. How did a dog with Dane in its name end up coming from Germany? And why do many owners brace themselves for a bittersweet journey with these giants? What happens when a cuddly canine can also stand guard like a sentinel? By the end, you might be looking at Great Danes in a whole new light. It's easy to assume that an animal called the Great Dane hails from Denmark. Surprisingly, nothing could be further from the truth. The breed's origins stretch back to Germany, where these dogs were once esteemed for their size and raw power. Known for centuries as boarhounds, they were integral to the hunt, taking on wild boars that weighed hundreds of pounds and wouldn't hesitate to fight back. The name Great Dane is said to have stuck thanks to some historical mislabeling and cross-European references, though exactly why remains murky. Some say it was due to travelers who first encountered these large canines in different parts of the continent and simply assumed Denmark was where they belonged. Whatever the reason, the name endures, and so does the confusion. Even today, people find it fascinating that a dog credited as a national symbol by some Danes is, by most records, thoroughly German, but that was only the beginning of their story. In their original role, Great Danes were tasked with a dangerous job, hunting down wild boar, a feat requiring not just brute strength, but also incredible bravery. These animals possessed an unwavering courage, leaping at formidable beasts that could easily knock a dog sideways. Over time, the breed's purpose began to shift. As boar populations declined and hunting practices changed, these powerful hounds found themselves in aristocratic households. They gradually transitioned from prized hunting assets to cherished status symbols, greeting guests in grand estates and roaming the halls of nobility. Even as centuries passed, the Great Dane retained a vestige of its fearless past. Modern Danes might lounge more often than they chase down quarry, yet you can still see glimmers of that ancient spirit when they spring to life at a moment's notice. Their roles may have evolved, but the courageous heart beating within them has remained, and that courageous heart leads to some truly legendary feats. When a Great Dane stands on its hind legs, it can often look a tall adult human right in the eye, maybe even top them by a few inches. It's no wonder these dogs have become Guinness World Record celebrities. Zeus, a blue Great Dane from the United States, gained fame as one of the tallest dogs ever recorded, standing at a spine-tingling height and making onlookers gasp in disbelief. The breed also carries the lofty nickname, the Apollo of Dogs, a tribute to the Greek god who represented light, music, and prophecy. In essence, it's a nod to the Danes' undeniable elegance. Sure, they're massive, but there's a refinement in the way they carry themselves. Tall, muscular, and regal, as though fully aware of their noble lineage. Owners frequently share stories of people crossing the street or pulling out cameras at the sight of a full-grown Dane, and with good reason. Standing next to one can feel like brushing shoulders with a small horse, yet their magnificence goes beyond external appearances. Part of what makes them so remarkable are the challenges they face and the resilience they show. Before we delve into the trials these giants endure, there's a heartbreaking detail no fan of the breed can ignore. They might be called gentle giants, but Great Danes also carry a nickname that reflects a sobering truth: the Heartbreak breed. While it's possible for these dogs to reach double-digit birthdays, the average Great Dane lifespan often hovers between 7 and 10 years. That's a painful statistic for owners who grow attached to their dog's loving personality, only to say farewell sooner than they'd hoped. Online forums dedicated to Great Dane enthusiasts frequently see an outpouring of grief, but also a shared solidarity. Many owners express that, despite the short time, the bond runs so deep they wouldn't trade a single day. Researchers and breeders continue exploring ways to extend these dogs' lives through careful breeding and nutrition strategies, hinting at the possibility that future generations might push beyond current limits. But for now, any family welcoming a Dane understands they have to savor every moment. Still, this is only one part of the larger conversation surrounding the breed's physical well-being. Another debate has raged for decades, often drawing passionate voices from all sides. If you've ever seen a Great Dane with tall, pointed ears and wondered how that happens, the answer is ear cropping, a procedure rooted in the breed's hunting background. Centuries ago, floppy ears were a liability when hunting vicious prey. Torn ears became a common injury in the field. Cropping was believed to reduce that risk and keep the dog's hearing sharper. Fast forward to modern times, and the practice continues, though controversy dogs its every step. Many argue it's now purely cosmetic, suggesting that ear cropping does nothing except conform to an outdated breed standard. Various regions worldwide have banned or heavily restricted the procedure, causing heated debates on social media whenever new images of cropped Great Danes circulate. Some defenders claim it upholds tradition, while critics insist it's unnecessary and cruel. The truth often lies somewhere in the middle, but what's undeniable is the strong emotion it stirs up among Dane lovers. There are rumors, too, of breeders performing clandestine cropping in places where it's illegal, stories that spark even more outrage and concern. Whether one supports the practice or not, ear cropping remains a defining point of contention within the Great Dane community. Moving past these aesthetic battles, there's another set of challenges that come with owning a dog of such impressive proportions. For many who've only caught a glimpse of a Great Dane, it's easy to assume they must be rough and tumble beasts. In reality, they're famously gentle, often content to curl up on a sofa or lean heavily against their favorite humans. In fact, a classic Great Dane move is to lean in affectionately, sometimes almost knocking people over in the process. This docile personality makes them great family dogs, but it also comes with a giant list of needs, most notably, food. Feeding a Dane can be expensive and time-consuming. They go through bowls of kibble in record time, and if they're not carefully monitored, they can gulp their meals so fast that they risk a life-threatening condition called bloat. Bloat happens when a dog's stomach twists on itself, trapping gas inside, a scenario that can escalate in minutes. Responsible, owners often split meals into smaller portions throughout the day and discourage energetic play right after feeding. Regular vet checkups and a well-balanced diet are crucial for Danes, who need just the right mix of nutrients to maintain their towering frames. Interestingly, some owners point out that certain Great Danes can be picky eaters, which feels almost paradoxical given their size. But picky or not, the meals must be managed meticulously to avoid potential disasters. Dietary issues aside, Great Danes also have a cultural footprint that may surprise you. It's hard to mention Great Danes without conjuring up the image of Scooby-Doo. This iconic, perpetually hungry cartoon hero has introduced generations to the breed's signature traits: big hearts, bigger bodies, and a certain comedic clumsiness. In real life, celebrities like the late American singer-actor Mickey Rooney were rumored to have owned Great Danes. And more recently, social media influencers sometimes spotlight these giant companions for viral moments. However, with fame comes a double-edged sword. Popularity can lead to impulsive adoptions by families who aren't fully prepared for the cost and care involved, resulting in an unfortunate number of Danes ending up in rescues. Alarmingly, some unscrupulous breeders exploit the breed's celebrity status to churn out puppies with questionable health backgrounds. Stories of rare color, Great Danes have circulated in which breeders charge exorbitant fees, stirring up accusations that some are more focused on profit than animal welfare. Thanks to the online rumor mill, each new celeb who flaunts a Great Dane can spark renewed interest, or in some cases, renewed controversy. Nevertheless, whether they're on a TV screen or living in a suburban home, Great Danes consistently enchant those who cross their path. One big reason is how devoted they become to their families. Despite their gentle nature and couch potato tendencies, Great Danes know how to step up when trouble looms. Countless anecdotes float around about Danes placing themselves between their loved ones and a perceived threat. Their very presence can be enough to deter unwanted visitors. It's not aggression that fuels them, it's an almost uncanny sense of responsibility. In moments of tension, a Great Dane can transform from sleepy housemate to imposing guardian in the blink of an eye. Yet they rarely overreact without cause, showing remarkable restraint for a breed of their size. This balance between being a reassuring companion and a watchful protector solidifies their reputation as one of the canine world's most endearing contradictions. Owners often remark that while they feel safe around their Dane, they also feel showered with affection every day. In short, they're the best of both worlds. Part gentle friend, part imposing sentinel. Having journeyed through these facts, from ear-cropping disputes to celebrity rumors, you may still be wondering what lies ahead for these colossal canines. Great Danes offer an unforgettable blend of power and grace. Born from German hunting stock yet saddled with a Danish name, they've roamed the grand halls of nobility, broken world records for height, and popped up in everything from cartoons to celebrity social feeds. They're known as gentle giants but carry the tragic reality of a shorter life, leading many to label them the Heartbreak breed. Ear-cropping debates and health concerns remind us that taking on a Great Dane is more than just fun and fanfare. It's a commitment to navigating controversy and potential challenges. Even so, their loving demeanor has etched an irreplaceable mark on countless households worldwide. They lean on you with enough force to topple a lamp, but they also fill your home with a protective, devoted spirit. For those who welcome a Great Dane into their life, the memories are as giant as the dog itself, sometimes joyous, sometimes heartbreaking, but always meaningful. And so, next time you catch sight of a towering silhouette strolling down your street, remember there's a rich history and a tender heart behind those long legs. They are living paradoxes, intimidating yet affectionate, majestic yet goofy, fragile yet unbelievably strong. If they've taught us anything, it's that true grandeur lies not only in height, but in the depth of loyalty and love